What do the smallest gastropods and entire galaxies have in common? A spiral shape. From vibrant snail shells to the majestic swirl of the Milky Way, spirals appear over and over again in nature. Yet one of the most bizarre places you'd expect to find this shape lies not in the cosmos or in a humble garden snail, but in the ancient oceans, inside the mouth of a giant fish that once dominated Earth's waters more than 250 million years ago. This creature, with its uncanny spiral tooth arrangement, is Helicoprion. Although it looked like a shark and swam with ruthless efficiency, it was something altogether different, leaving us with fossils that have both amazed and perplexed scientists for generations. Imagine the Permian period, stretching from about 300 to 250 million years ago. It was a time of vast, shallow seas, unusual marine creatures, and shifting continents that would eventually come together to form the supercontinent Pangaea. The marine environments teemed with life: corals, bony fish, brachiopods, and strange animals that no longer exist today. In this ancient realm, Helicoprion carved out its place near the top of the food chain. Its cartilaginous skeleton, much like that of sharks and rays, allowed for agile movement in the water. Fossils show that it could reach lengths up to an impressive 12 meters, twice the size of an average great white shark, yet it was notably more slender, with fewer fins. What's truly unforgettable about Helicoprion is the tooth whorl, a literal spiral of razor-sharp teeth embedded in its lower jaw. These teeth, forming a structure that resembled a circular saw, are nearly all that remain of this elusive fish. Because cartilage usually decays without a trace, paleontologists have relied primarily on these tooth whorls for insight. Over 100 of them have been discovered across the globe, from Asia to North America, indicating that Helicoprion was widespread in ancient oceans. The question that haunted researchers for decades was simple: what purpose did a spiral jaw serve, and how was it even positioned in this creature's mouth? When the first Helicoprion fossils were found in 1886 in Western Australia, paleontologists mistakenly classified them as belonging to Adestus, another extinct, shark-like fish with a peculiar jaw arrangement. But as more evidence emerged, it became increasingly clear that this was an entirely new type of animal. One of the earliest significant breakthroughs arrived in 1899, when a Russian geologist discovered a jaw fragment in Kazakhstan. He recognized it as something previously unknown, but he couldn't pinpoint where exactly the spiral of teeth fit into the fish's anatomy. Guesses flew around the scientific community. Some thought it was located at the tip of the snout, others speculated it might be on the fish's back or tail, and a few even considered the possibility it was merely a display structure intended to dazzle rivals or potential mates. The name Helicoprion, meaning spiral jaw, eventually stuck, though the precise orientation of that jaw remained a puzzle. Part of the challenge lay in Helicoprion's skeletal makeup. Sharks and their relatives are cartilaginous, and their bodies rarely survive the fossilization process. When they do, they often exist only in fragments, and many times early scientists would accidentally destroy surrounding cartilage while trying to free the tooth whorl from its rocky matrix. This left paleontologists with isolated spiral sets of teeth and not much context on how they were placed in the jaw. As the decades passed, theories continued to come and go, largely based on assumptions and partial fossil evidence. The idea that the spiral might be perched on the fish's nose was imaginative, but didn't stand up to scrutiny once experts realized how impractical that would be for feeding. Everything changed in 1950 when a well-preserved specimen was unearthed in Idaho. This fossil provided a jaw-dropping revelation because it preserved a notable segment of the fish's cartilaginous jaw along with the spiral of teeth. Scientists could finally see that the tooth whorl fit snugly in the lower jaw, rolling inward like a scroll. It wasn't a snout ornament or a tail extension. This was the fish's actual feeding apparatus. The spiral measured about 23 centimeters in diameter and included 117 serrated teeth. This arrangement must have been fearsome to behold, especially for prey swimming within striking distance. Yet discovering where the whorl was located only raised new questions about how Helicoprion ate. Modern sharks replace their teeth in distinct rows, shedding old teeth as new ones emerge from behind. Helicoprion, however, displayed a very different strategy. It produced all its teeth in the lower jaw near the hinge, and none in the upper jaw. As new teeth formed, they pushed the older teeth forward. Because these teeth never dropped off, they curled into a spiral, creating a continuous conveyor belt of blades that advanced over the fish's lifespan. Older individuals naturally had larger whorls, each tooth slightly worn but still capable of catching unsuspecting prey. Imagine a rolling saw, always sharp at the newly formed edges and gradually shifting forward as it accumulated a long, twisting band of teeth then. So, what did Helicoprion actually eat with such an unusual adaptation? Scientists speculate that its primary targets were soft-bodied creatures like squid, as well as smaller fish that could be snared by the lower jaw's deadly curvature. The spiral ensured that once prey was caught at the jaw's front, it would be dragged inward, torn or sliced by the middle teeth, and then pushed further back by the rear teeth in. This sequence made for a swift and efficient feeding process, likely giving Helicoprion a distinct advantage in waters brimming with potential meals. The idea of multiple Helicoprion species has emerged from variations in tooth shape. Some whorls have wide-spaced teeth with tall cutting edges, while others have narrower teeth spaced closely together. 3 recognized species, Helicoprion davisi, Helicoprion bessonovi, and Helicoprion ergasamenon, each exhibit slightly different tooth morphologies. These differences might indicate specialized diets or varied ecological roles, hinting that Helicoprion's spiral jaw wasn't a one-size-fits-all adaptation. Rather, it evolved to meet specific demands in different marine environments, whether cutting through tougher prey or targeting softer animals. While the tooth whorl is Helicoprion's calling card, its broader significance extends to our understanding of cartilaginous fish evolution. Today, the only living representatives of the holocephali group are chimeras or ratfish, mysterious deep sea dwellers that are far smaller and less fierce than their extinct relatives. By studying Helicoprion, paleontologists hope to glean insights into how these ancient fish diversified and thrived before the largest mass extinction event at the end of the Permian period wiped out over 90% of marine species. If Helicoprion had not gone extinct during that catastrophic event, it might have continued evolving in ways we can only imagine. The thought of a 12-meter-long predator patrolling shallow seas with a whirling blade of teeth is both awe-inspiring and unsettling. Its bizarre anatomy stands as a testament to how many niches in prehistoric oceans were filled by creatures that push the boundaries of what seems plausible. Even though scientists have made great strides in understanding Helicoprion, lingering questions remain. For instance, we have only partial knowledge of its body shape beyond the jaw and skeleton estimates. The arrangement of its fins and tail and the exact strength of its bite are still open for debate. Some researchers suggest that Helicoprion might have relied on quick snapping motions to seize softer prey, while others propose it could have bitten with enough force to crack shells. The spiral jaw may also have served an intimidating display function, capable of deterring potential predators or rivals. And while the widely accepted interpretation is that the tooth whorl sat inside the lower jaw, a handful of scientists have ventured alternate ideas, though none are as strongly supported by fossil evidence as the lower jaw theory. Modern technology has helped bolster our understanding, with CT scans and computer simulations allowing paleontologists to piece together how the jaws functioned in a 3-dimensional context. By digitally reconstructing the spiral in the jaw, researchers have estimated how the fish might have closed its mouth, how the teeth could have worked in unison, and the range of prey it could subdue. These cutting-edge techniques have pushed Helicoprion from the realm of guesswork into a more concrete place in the evolutionary record, demonstrating that sometimes the weirdest creatures of the past are also the most telling about life's capacity for innovation. As we gather more clues from the scattered remains of ancient life, one thing becomes clear. Helicoprion is far more than just a buzzsaw shark. It's a remarkable blend of unique adaptations, global distribution, and evolutionary significance. Its teeth offer a rare glimpse into the ways early cartilaginous fish navigated the competitive waters of the Permian. While we may never witness Helicoprion's spiraling jaw in action, we can marvel at how nature crafted such an extraordinary tool only to let it vanish in the churn of deep time. Though the Permian period ended in a devastating mass extinction, mysteries from that era still bubble to the surface with each fossil unearthed. Helicoprion stands as a stark reminder that what we know about Earth's history is always evolving, shaped by the fragments we're lucky enough to dig up and interpret. Each spiral-toothed whorl, each scrap of cartilage, and each new technological method used to analyze these ancient remains add layers of depth to a creature we once knew next to nothing about. Even so, the story of Helicoprion is not fully written. Fresh discoveries could refine our understanding of its appearance, behavior, or even its closest relatives. So the next time you see a spiral, be it in a snail shell or a galaxy far away, take a moment to remember Helicoprion. Sometimes, nature spins its most mesmerizing shapes in the most unexpected places, leaving us to marvel at a legacy that defies imagination. The spiral mouth of Helicoprion stands as proof that the oceanic depths and the winding corridors of prehistory still have countless stories to tell.